Starting the stream. Okay. It's another heat wave here in the UK. 6 p.m. in the evening. Heat's running high. Water has been achieved. Hydration homies everywhere. And here we are in Razatan. Hey everyone, Just an Assassin here with your boy Felix Arancel here in Savnair. New post MSQ. Now, we are hopefully gonna finish 6.1 today. I understand last week I had a bit of hiatus. I had to do a lot of things, sort of a lot of adulting stuff, but now we're back in the grind, I suppose. As you can see, if I remember correctly and look at the MSQ, we are very close to finishing this patch until the new patch, which is 6.2 that comes out in the later week of August. There's a lot of stuff that happened last time, lots of lore implications. We are possibly on the threshold of a hole to the void, and we have some interesting parties that are getting involved, especially with lore about Varshan and what he has in store. So, I say we get right to it. Let's jump right into it, and let's see what's in store for us. So, here we go. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups benefit most of monetary assistance. True. Very true. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I want us to act in my stead. Okay. Logical. Felix, you are to visit Akali and Yedlimad. Speak with Matzia and his people. Listen to the grievances. Estinian, I bid you do the same at Balakastan. I will be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant Skull Grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Megaduta. Alright. Speak of Matzia in Akali. Alright, where we go. There's also something I wanted to try. Okay, let's see how this works on stream if I do this. Because oh wow, okay, that frame rate is getting nuked. Yeah, so, on the off times, on my own time, I have tried to install G-Shade. And as you can see, it's very, very intensive. Again, I should reiterate, G-Shade is okay, based on the FF14 TOS, at least from what I'm hearing. I'm not advertising or anything. I just want to see what it looks like. It seems to be working perfectly fine, however, it's very, very GPU intensive. So, rest assured, I have been making some quality of life improvements to my play, and as you can see also, you know, new UIs, new things, a bunch of classes I have yet to level. So yeah, there's also stuff I've been doing off stream. And also, I've also slowly been getting my best in slot with my grinding. As you can see, I've nearly got everything. In fact, I've got my Radiant Helm Offending, one Moonward. Well, no, Torso still needs to get done. I have all my accessories pimped out. I'm halfway to getting my Radiant gear done, and I still have to get the Asphodelos Trident because you can see. I believe that is done in not the player chat. Yes, that is done in Asphodelos, the circles there. So we have to deal with that at our own time. But rest assured, this is all on the side. You won't be seeing any of my chaotic streaming mess as we try to go through the clears together. Oh, Felix, I was so glad to see you had returned unharmed. You're finished with the boat then? Yep. Anything the village desperately needs. Well, I suppose Galzal's loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. Okay. So, still gotta find a stable source of income and for selling Matsia's wares in Akiali. Okay, let's go see what situation is going on in Yedlimad. Hey man, what's up? How you doing? How to feel support? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly. But no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet and disrupt them. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's won that the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Kazal and his consortium were with us, I'm sure he'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. No, that was a man who had got things done. Told the rest is so. I see. What about you, my fellow junkmonger? Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Davner, then you must try my special Amralasi. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. Those wonders cost you wonder. Normally I bought with 3 bottles for the generous price of 19,800 gil. But for you, I am willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. I am not Estinian, sorry. Estinian, who is that? Yeah, you're the one who is a spirit-toting fellow. Oh well, you can hardly blame a man for trying. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sisters, spare me. You might as well have had that ugly tower back with a scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local price. I tell you, if I didn't charge the old adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the street. Okay. So, clearly, the outlying realms need a little bit of help. I don't know how, of course, I think at this point we kind of have to distribute everything rather impartially, you know? Though the biggest priority should be building up infrastructure. Much like what we did with Alamigo, you know? Much like Alamigo and Doma. Negaduda. Oh. QMuHug3Z, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for stopping by as well. I hope you're having a nice day. We're just... if you've only been here for the first time, I'm just an assassin. I'm currently a FF14 streamer. Yeah, just doing the MSQ and finishing 6.1. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of the day as well. Also, I should say, there's no shame in looking away if there are spoilers ahead and you haven't done through that part of the MSQ. You're more than welcome to stay or even watch the VODs afterwards, because I have VODs on my channel. Right. So, with our new friend in mind in the chat, let's go speak to Varshan and tell him what we know. My advisor's return. I've just made it back myself. Good. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least, and there are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. True. Fair enough. After my inquiries, the people of Palakistan were unanimous in their reply. I can imagine. They are surviving. Resources are stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Ledimad. From what I understand, they've always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for all their needs, for the most part. Palakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I have myself heard good news and bad. The Quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having thus sold a full wagon of giant skull to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Fafnir has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacle to the flow of trade, so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn at Akali and Deadlimad? Yeah, you might be good to start there, since it's a mercantile port. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we must first start address the lack of ships and shortage of able-bodied sailors in Deadlimad. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over. So many lives lost. That is true, the kid also had the same thing. And it's the same guy? Enough grief to drown if we let ourselves be overcome. But we will not. Felix, Istinian, I will consider the perspective you brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come. I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries. Alrighty.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadar's name. A fortune I set aside for a future.
Hang on a minute. Give me a minute while I check what's going on. Is another case of encoding overload. It must be the heat affecting the area. But that's alright. Still seems to be chugging along as normal. Seems to be only an outlying feature. We're okay.
And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul.
Rest in peace for my fellow man.
Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlimad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Kalazar's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
True.
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted. young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Okay, the Firmament had an orphanage that they used that was built for restoration effort. It's an Ishgard after all.
Of course, the revival of trade can contribute to the building of a new institution. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of our Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
Sounds like a good idea.
Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Why don't you honor one of your most successful merchants? In the name of some of the merchants who passed away.
Merchant,
You know?
I believe I see thy reasoning. Kalzar should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
Can I say, I love that Ryan, the guy in the back. I love his armor. It's really cool. It's like some sort of alien technology. It looks decent.
This bodes well for that boy. Murad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Ah, yes, Murad. That is his name.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation.
Yay!
Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
Yeah! We did it! Radiant hosts, move out!
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Yeah! Ishgard gang! That's my man. Sharing the wealth. I'll take the silver. Yeah, I'll take the silver. Thank you for putting forth Kalzal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. Very fair. You will forgive me for not asking or speaking sooner, but I got a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asked us to meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Y'shtola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall I hear what she has to say then? I would go with you. I thought the Sartrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cog to this administration since before Ahewan assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done, and I'm curious to know what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead you the way, Your Excellency. High Crucible Alchemy. Okay, back there. Alright. To the plaza, yes. Alright. Y'shtola, what'd you find? How screwed are we?
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
I'll get woman-splained, Estinian.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them.
Okay.
Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
Alright, I was literally yeeted through time and space.
You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway.
Okay. Can I say that's very, very well done. That's a very cool fragment. You know, you can see all the moving the HUD. You can see all the fragments of the Warrior of Light's journey, and very, very well done. Good touch.
Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first.
True.
The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Also true.
Then what of the many voids Scent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
Umbral magic. Lots of it.
An excellent question.
You know, void scent.
Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical.
Basically.
For example, let us consider the gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Okay. Right. Void scent lord is it?
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner.
I just saw a dragon fly past us. Is that Ashdaya? So, gargoyle can't get through.
Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Okay.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Scent's physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Ah! So they're summoned and then channeled into a vessel to inhabit. Okay.
Wait. You said that Void Scent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the
I think it's because... So, because the Void is actually not really a shard, but a place that is so... Because it's like lost to umbral magic, right? It's like its aether is so diluted and drained. The 13th is essentially a shard that's kind of half steeped in the rift. So that's why it continues, because it roils and like sort of acts so chaotically, it opens the rifts by itself. And that's how it happens. It's because the 13th is so far gone that it's sort of meshed halfway between the rifts, like like a fluid.
How do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Don't tempt me like this, Yestola.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death.
Therefore,
But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness,
oh,
well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
oh, we're going to go void hunting. Hog. Count me in. Count me in. It's void exploration time.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Yestola, don't start threatening him. What do we do? How do we convince you?
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
Logical.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
Good.
You have a plan.
Do we? Yestola, do we have a plan?
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemist you retained supply.
I mean, to be fair, I know a thing about eating pork seeds into the void. I can go contact
They
Sayela.
did. House Daymir was over.
Okay, House Daymir. Okay, House Daymir oversaw the project.
Daymir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
Okay, so House Daymir captured a void scent who fled from the fissure. They examined it and were able to mirror the void scent's qualities and make it enlarge the gate theoretically.
Man-made void scent.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Logical. Kind of logical.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
Numenon in Jarlayan. With Graha's favorite place to sneak around. I know he likes to bury his head in there.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlayan.
Where are you
Unless
going?
you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. I see myself being of little use.
Ha!
Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Alright, you. Clearly, you're after. You see yourself in the boy. That's very wholesome of you.
Let us be on our way as well.
Alright, let's go.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I
Tell you what, that's your call to make, alright? That's your call to make. I don't want to be the one to push. I don't want to... Yeah, I'm not the one to judge, Varshan. If you want to go, it's your call. Right. To Charlian we go. There you are, Yestola. If you're to enter new non-restrictive archives with a minimum of fuss, then you must secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind. Well, Scholar Montagane. He did come to Graha's defense during the inquiry, after all. Also works. Settled. Let's head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. Alright. Come on. I believe you should be in the studio. Right? Yes. Oh, that's right. You wanted there's special dialogue here. 1 second. Anything you want to say, Yestola? I apprenticed to Master Matoy at the age of 7. I lived under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the studium, neither did Thancred as I recall. Soon after Master Lewis Raw took him off from the streets, he was put in the care of another Archon. He was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder why my life had I pursued studies here instead. Tea at the last stand, after a study of lectures. Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoon with friends, spent sipping tea and discussing theories. Still, I wouldn't give my time in Masturbatoria for the world. That dang cave I studied in was about as far as the bright, airy halls from academia one could get. It was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Alright. Montagane! There you are. Ah, visitors! And quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Skolak, but we're hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restrictive archives. Oh! No further forays into the stacks this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety. In this wild world of comparative serenity, also compels you to discover a vault of forbidden wisdom. You're looking to traverse the void. You know? Just the usual thing. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. And if my assumption is correct, the research by House Dimir has laid dormant in Charlian's archives for many centuries. And if you unearthed this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. Yeah, that is precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one, and I might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I've journeyed to the end of existence. I've heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it down to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force the Void Gate or two for grand revelation was the promised reward? Ha 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 ha! Marvelous! An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after learning the whys and the wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum's consideration. Ah, good. Although, your petition would be better received with the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Why, Master Fulshino, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Fulshino on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We will pay a visit to Levier Estate to plead our case. Alright, let's go! One last thing before you go. I might consider it a personal favor if you might share it with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours. I wager so, if you would see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, Skorlark. We'll be sure to pass on any revelations. Ah, look at the old man. Old man wants some nice knowledge. That's cute. Well, let's get to the Levier Estate then. Alright guys, make our way through. Levier Estate. Ah, Master Velix, Mr. Stola, how may I be of service? We're going to speak with Master Fortuno. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is indeed in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Hi, Fortuno. Well, well. Emilians would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some manner of import to discuss? Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. How do you feel about letting us cross the void? We got a place to go, and I have an idea that we're gonna be very, very stupid in trying. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Skorlark Montagne expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we will not attempt to circumvent the forum's authority again unless it's absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. So, you do understand the restrictive archives are restricted for a good reason, yes? If no presently exists, why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who missed his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over people yet healing from the efforts of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. It is no vital mission, perhaps, regarding these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue. All the same, as one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful a separation must be. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our corporation. Do not celebrate just yet. The Forum must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldessian Annex. Okay. Well, I think he's gonna be alright with it. Get to the Baldessian Annex and speak with her. Where'd he go? Oh, hey guys. So, what did the Forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlene, and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, a few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded, in no uncertain standards I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the grumblings and stiffen a few spines, and was agreed that allowing you entry to the archive was the least you could do in return. Ah! That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I'm sure you're aware, this mission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and the repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your good endeavor and bid you good day. Oh, and he's out. I should have known. Well, ever the same, that one. Uncompromising, aye. But the very stoicism is what Charlie needed to guide it through not one, but two exorcises. True. True. Wait till he sees what I've done with his wife. Alright, so. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed of any number of schemes for getting my hands on forbidden tomes, and now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding House Demir's research notes, of course, but as well as social knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Ah, little waifu was clearly wants to get more stuff. You'll be heading directly to the archives with me, I presume? You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. He's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Alright. Let's go. Ah, we can't warp there. Oh, we could actually if we go to the studio. Let's go. Oh, no, that's not the right, it's not the right place. Never mind. Go to the index page. Ah, there you are. Hello. Archon Yastrola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. So, okay, no torchlights. Got it. Whoa! That's a lot of books.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Okay. A secret swath of notes. I see it. Search for the research notes. Okay, let's go from the top and comb all the way down, I say. Okay, leather-bound log. Oh! Wait! We found it! The following pages detail an advancement for manipulating rift-spanning apertures devised by Nushashan, 9th Patriarch of House Daemir. Okay. We present these research notes to the facility of Charlie's Studium as both a token of our friendship and a expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to have located the Forbidden Tome. Oh, that was quick! Hey, Yastola! I think I found the tome. I was right to search from the top. You wanna... what do you think of this? Has something to... like, my apologies. I flipped open a single book, was completely absorbed by the contents. Cat sees pages, immediately wants to read. Oh, try this. What do you think of this? Well done, Felix. I think you may have found our prize. So let's take a look at it then.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Daemir's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about.
Well, you go ahead and open it.
Among the ranks of the Void Sent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard.
An Atomos. Huh. I think I fought a couple of those. Yeah, we fought this in the World of Darkness.
From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings reveal that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
Oh.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial atomos.
Okay, so the Atomos is a creature that naturally absorbs planar fissures and emits it and opens void gates by making a etherical wave frequency that allows lesser voids to spew through. So what House Demir did was that they actually managed to copy the wave pattern by firing ether through a prism and then mirroring that technique into a simulacrum. Okay. Okay. Okay.
How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon void scent, has been discussed among academics for years now.
Oh.
Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
I mean, a little bit. Okay.
And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm
Ah.
not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive.
Okay, that's kind of fair. If there was a bunch of Atomos that went rampant around Eorzea, yeah, I can assume why they were like, nope, we're not doing it.
It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
Okay, so we build the artificial Atomos. How do we do that again? Don't you dare.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves?
Yestola, no.
Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted
It
now,
would.
wouldn't it? Better not.
It would. Don't look over the books. Let's just get going. There we go. No one's fussing over all of it, okay? Let's just get the knowledge and be on our way. Ah, okay, we've got more unending codex entries. Okay, that's good. We got the Fortuno, Eorzea, and 7th Umbral Calamity. Got it, okay. As much as I would love to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid it is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hanish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Demir project. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Pardon, more disabled security. Patron mode, disabled, security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nadana can. I say we return to Thavnir and look forward to great work. Ah, that's right. Because she was the one who made the great scales. And she's a part of House Demir, I'm guessing. Alright, let's go. Oh, there she is. How? Never mind. How do I? Oh, can I almost from there? Okay. Yestola tells me you've been doing a most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you'll be interested. The research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters! This is the mark of House Zemir. I never knew such a work existed. Few should. It was requested in Numenon's restrictive archives, after all. I feel like Nadano's gonna be like very, very fangirly about this. It was, but that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. Is that a problem? A forbidding dome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right in my unsuspecting hand. I can hardly wait to read it. Alright, I think she's on board. Okay. Guess it's that easy. To think that Daimyo were developing the much marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations would have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daimyo project that even the reasonable scholars of Sharlayan trembling in their sandals. No alchemist of the great work could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Or, I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big mouth simulacrum when we built it? We are gonna run some tests and go to the void. So there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of a man-made Atomos is to expand this hidden portal, I'll need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without the first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly once we finish gathering the components I require. Sharlayan's markers provide the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need go no further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old ones favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools from there is known to live in the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you'd like to go and fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We'll meet back here anon. Okay? Alright? Away we go. Font of Maya. Ah, there we are. Let's go to the dense pocket. Just right here. Okay, are you guys gonna come all the way around and try and harass me? Yes, you are. Alright. Okay, I'm moving away. You are not threatening me, good sir. Thank you very much. Right. Let's get this pocket, and let's get out of our way. Let's go. Alright. You got the water. Let's get back there. Oh, Varshan's there. Nice. Do you have the flask for me? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Felix. Not a problem. I'll take the skill speed. Alright, so how many quests? I think we're like on 2 left. Yeah, I think we got 2 left. And then, yeah. And then we got, yeah, so we got 2 more MSQ left. I say, yep, we're on the right track. So, how are we making our Atomos? Void theory. Look who I came across. Estinian seemed in need of diversion, and we, in turn, may have need of his lance. Right then. That little part is assembled, let's make our way to the ruins. We still need Amazia's boat again? Not this time. Once Justola informed me about destination, I arranged for a vessel to meet made ready at Akiali. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host. Shall we? Let's go! Hup! Can we actually fly out? Yes, we can. Let's go. The ship is yours to command. Ah, thanks. We set sail at once. Oh, this is so exciting! Alazador's legacy. To see the truth of a legend with mine own very eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault? Let's go. Alright, Nadana, let's get to work.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify.
Okay.
The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
Ah, test run like a drone.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
You send a familiar? Like a Porksy? You know? Send a familiar in. It's safe, easy to carry, no risk of injury.
Very good. I see you've been paying it. As Vritra sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant...
Okay.
Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
Okay.
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Ah.
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
I don't know. I'm gonna be worried, very, very worried.
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
What?
Water!
What? What? Yeah, what? Huh? Huh?
Ready your
What?
arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Even Varshan's like, what? Oh snap! Those are the those are the Nixies from the Matoya's relict. Ah shoot! You really done effed up, did ya? Ha! Ah! Ah!
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
Nah, I want to see more of that. Nah, it's okay. It's okay.
In any case, these two should serve us.
All right. All right.
This one will bear a warding skill.
Okay. Oh, it just eats it. Okay.
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption.
Okay. Right, so control has a warding scale. Variable does not have a warding.
If I could impose upon you to open the gate.
Wait, no, sorry.
Your Excellency?
Sorry, the control is the sending of familiars. The variable experiment is one has a scale and one does not. Okay.
Ah, yes, of course.
Here we
We should
go.
also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
I got it.
As you say.
He's so terrified. He's so terrified. Looking at her.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Okay. Say no more. I always am. I got this.
And we are glad for it. Let us begin, shall we?
Alright, send him through. The void is open.
Nixies, into the void.
In you go. Yeet. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Nothing happened. No one's on fire just yet. I think it's alright. patient, keep watch for intruders. Alright. Can do.
I think we've waited long enough.
Alright, get the gate open. Let's go.
Nixies, return to my side.
Oh! Okay. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! This one's not okay. This one's not fine. They've been traumatized. You wanna kill it?
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
Pretty much. Huh? Oh!
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
You might. That's a good idea, Varshan. Do it now. Oi!
They're coming through.
Seal it now. Seal the gate. Weapons at the ready.
In the name of Al-Sadal III, I bar this door unto...
Shut it down. Shut it out. Okay. Alright. I think that worked out nicely. Alright. Crisis averted.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
Yep, but we're all okay.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
I also wholeheartedly agree.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's one on...
Okay, so let's kill it and be done with it. Get it out of the way.
The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium.
Alright.
Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation.
Huh.
It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently.
Okay.
We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
Okay, so we make a
You've said much of the
updated
Void's
version.
instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
I don't know how exactly to explain it either.
My apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives.
True.
The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Unakalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad?
Yes.
He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. It was Elidibus, as I recall, who rescued Unakalhai's spirit from his fight.
True.
But I wonder if there were others whom the emissary saved from oblivion.
There was Ciela. There was the, barmaid at the Wandering Stairs. Arbert's companion. She was saved.
The
Yep.
server,
Yes.
Ciela, wasn't it?
Oh,
And you
Ciela.
say she was another of Elidibus's pawns?
Yes, Ciela. Yes, that was her.
I see. So Ciela, or rather Silver, was beguiled by the same dreams of heroism as Unakalhai. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
Well, we learned quite a lot. Actually.
I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in...
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives?
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
Alright, we're fine then.
We will see you back in the city then.
Yep, let's go. On our way. Something the matter, Estinian? Do you spy something wrong? Once the Donna has succeeds in replicating the Atomos, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. You'll be crossing the threshold alongside us. I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the Void myself. Maybe discuss this later. There's something I must do first. Okay. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? At least a good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. And shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, The warding scale can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etherical corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need be improved to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think it's a problem we can discuss involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Maybe Garland? They could know a thing or two, given they did the Crystal Tower exchange. Ah, an excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironwork can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let's visit our operation in Ragwa's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Let's go then! To Ragwa's Reach. Hello! Oh, there you are. But first, where are you? Come here. Ah, there you are, Alpha. Come here, you little boy. Come here. Quack, quack. Alright, come here, you little boy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? That is my best boy. This is Alpha from the Omega raids. If anything happened to him, I would kill everyone and usher in eighth humble calamity. He is the best boy. Good boy. Good boy. Alright. Visit over. Back to the Strolla. Ah, Velix. What brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually. Assuming he's available. Ah, Master Sid. Surely. I'll see if he has a moment free. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, Sid. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Yeah, you heard of, Void stuff? Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. Well, that sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after meeting you on that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation. Yeah, take a look. Seems some amount of corrosion has set around a scratch in his surface. Much of the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In which case, our best bet is to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we be able to achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of buying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys of high ethereal conductivity, so to not impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13, so I'll have him pitch in his design just to be sure. If only for such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will be worth the wait. Ha! The hard part will be ducking Jesse at a constant barrage of demands while we think about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Dana is getting on with the Mark Atomos. So we make a hard casing or shell for the case, for the scale, in a hard condition so it can still project it. Okay, it's like a reinforced shield for the thing. All right, let's go back to the great work. Are they going well? I mean, you tell me, how's your Atmos coming along?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records.
Okay.
What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Al-Zadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different...
Yeah. A lot of scientific nerds around here, what can I say?
Alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to...
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Hey, there are the boys.
Nabdeen,
Oh, hey, the boys.
Celestinian told us of... For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire?
Aww.
We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
Yeah. That's the Dragon
I am grateful
Boys.
for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet,
Now you listen to me, Varshan.
Oh.
You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to...
Bro, this man's a Chad. His face might be slightly janky, but Navdeen, he is a freaking bro. I like him already. Please say he doesn't die. I've seen too many paladins die already. I don't want another paladin to die.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister
Ah, you do care about him, Estinian. Come on, take heart, Vashan.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you.
That is indeed the word you said to me before.
If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
My man.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Well, are we ready to go? Seems the people are on our side. You surprised me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vitra reach its conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping its citizens awake at night, and travelers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. Fair. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one of Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed at his death. I would not wish such an agony upon a foe, let alone a friend, and ally. If there is a chance you can spare Vitra that pain, then I will follow you. Any other formal scions we should call on? Should we? I'd rather not bother our comrades with aught less a dire threat to the star. We four should be sufficient for our purpose. Now, on to specifics. Until, unlike the first, when the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan is as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. To be more convenient, had we some manner of base camp prior to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let's reconvene Megaduta. Alright. Make a small base of operations. There you are. And so we require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently holding the great amounts of treasure we carry of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you have completed arrangements. As you wish, my lord. As you heard, we will have you settled in Negaduta in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Ajdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is the least that I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our exploration might possibly take, what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I'll return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nadana. If your preparations make air, we venture into 13th. Now is the time. Alright. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. Do you know what this means to me, Felix? That my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you're a traveler, an adventurer at heart. This, I know. Hey, you don't... You know me better than some of the others, eh? You know me better than the others. Ooh, I'll take the Heaven's Eye. Yeah. Actually, no. I'll take the Savage Might. I've got some pentamelting stuff I've got plans for. In the 13th. Ooh! Oh-ho! The world of darkness. Oh, it's the same figure! Hang on! Hang on! That's Xenos' void scent! This is his Lemure!
And thus I am returned.
Oh, snap!
To be swallowed, bereft of saviors.
Let paths unwalked, adventures spur. Pulses quicken, spirits stir. Oh! Oh, how the plot thickens. And with that, I think it is good that we end this stream together. My apologies for the jankiness of the audio. I ran a systems analysis, and it seems the heat wave in the UK has been affecting my computer's performance by basically frying everything. So I will be ending the stream as it is, making sure the computer cools down before I do anything else. But that's 6.1, done and dusted. We might have a bit of a hiatus before 6.2. Next week, I might not be streaming again. I am looking for work, and I will be finding I will have adult things to sort out regarding my home and some business online. I can't really say much, but I think this is a good place to end things off for today. I hope you all have had a good chance of the journey. Thank you to everyone who has been in chat and who may have been lurking as well. Thank you all for the follows, and yeah, it is quite hot and steamy outside, so I do encourage you all, take some water, you know, stay cool, stay safe, alright? And as always, just an assassin, signing off for now. Have a good rest of the day, everyone. Take care.